This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 891. I am Brian Kilby. Radio Free Cybertron is the world's first and oldest toy and action figure podcast, going back to 1999. I was trying to, somebody, an employee on my team, and one of their team members started talking about it, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm weird and old." And
yeah,
they get paid to be subjected to it. The people listening here just they do it for fun. With me this week I have Chris.
Hello.
Thanks for hosting last week.
I think it was a good show.
Yeah, I do too. And it was like a normal length show too.
Yeah, amazing.
Diecast, thanks for hosting the video. I didn't go back and watch the video. I'm certain it was fantastic.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you. Don.
Hello.
And I was wanting to say, and Rob, like I don't see Matt on screen. Rob, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Cool.
Invisible, but good.
Invisible, but good. And Matt, you're on camera this week. Do you have new internet?
No, I was on camera last week too. The internet just seems to be holding up better these days.
So for when we do the show, we can see each other, so we can like give each other visual cues and flip each other off and stuff. But Matt's video looks like extremely stable, so it looks like you have new internet. I have new internet at the new house. I'm at the old house, so I'm still dealing with fiber here. The new house, it's cable, and I am just not looking forward to it. Next week, I'll find out how it goes. But it's like I have nice symmetrical gigabit, and I get like 40 megs up.
Hey, Mickey went through a similar thing when he moved to his extremely nice house. Like, I think if the house hadn't been so nice, he would not have given up his internet for it.
I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah.
We'll know next week. Okay, let's see what's going on. I have been busy moving, so I don't really know what's going on much. The first news item, though, I did hear about on one of my movie podcasts that I listened to. Skydance, it's like an $8 billion deal, if I remember right, is merging with Paramount. And it's the son of Larry Ellison. I think it's the guy that runs Skydance, if I remember right. So, this is good news. Kind of.
Good news for Paramount. Kind of.
Yeah.
If I'm understanding the articles right, Skydance is going to effectively take control of Paramount. Like, they will be running Paramount's operations from this point. If the deal finalizes.
Yeah, and this is
in like a grace period right now in case Paramount can find someone who wants to pay them more than $8 billion for their assets.
Yeah, I mean, so this is generally a good thing. Skydance, they make movies. The owner is passionate about film, so it's not like this is an investment fund buying it. This is best case scenario. Now the question is, I don't think it means a thing for Transformers or G.I. Joe. I think that'll probably be status quo. I worry about Star Trek. Not that this is a Star Trek podcast.
Yeah, that's more my concern lay as well. But like, the only way this would affect Transformers is if Skydance's people, for some reason, decide that they don't want to be part of the money-making engine that is Transformers movies. And like, it's not the good old days anymore, but they still make money. So I mean, I don't know about like, if a deal has already been struck for whatever is going to succeed Earthspark as the next TV show, if that deal's already been struck to go through Paramount distribution, that's probably set in stone. After that, it's going to probably be up in the air where a next next Transformers TV show. Well, Star Trek TV shows too, honestly. Like, that's kind of the point Brian was making. But like a Transformers weekly TV series, that could have to end up back somewhere else if the Skydance controlled Paramount doesn't want to go quite that deep into it. But I think that's a pretty ways off at this point. There's going to be a lot of time between now and then for them to be assessing all of their assets and licensing agreements.
Looking at the Discord again, it's not a Star Trek podcast. I wish it was. Sometimes
it can be.
It can be. But Manny Cara said, I thought the Skydance deal was thought to be better for Star Trek stuff. I don't know. That's why I'm saying I'm just throwing fear out there. It's unfounded. I don't know anything about it.
I mean, I think we only have one ongoing Trek series right now anyway, because Lower Decks is
Ending.
ending with season 5.
Yeah.
Disco just ended.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other cartoon? I can't remember.
Prodigy.
Prodigy.
Which has dumped its whole second season through Netflix, I think. And of course, at this point, there is no plans to carry on with more of that.
Yeah, Strange New Worlds is the only thing that's been approved for like future stuff. I think that's approved through like season 4 at this time.
Yeah.
I'm on 6 seasons in a movie.
Yeah, there's no reason to me, there's no reason to panic or worry.
No,
No.
I don't think so.
I think with this merger, if Skydance makes Paramount better, it may in turn make its properties and movies that it has better. So that can only be good for
it's good
Transformers.
This is good for Paramount.
Yeah.
The right people, it's the right people.
Yeah.
I think everybody is just really gun shy because of what happened with Warner Brothers Discovery and the mass gutting of
Any
films
corporate
and properties.
merger makes me nervous.
Any corporate, it's any
Right.
corporate merger,
Right? But that's the freshest thing on everybody's minds with the mass cutting of movies, shelving of movies, bankrupting of movies. So I think everybody's just a little gun shy about not wanting to go through that again.
Yeah, but like Brian said correctly at the start of this, at least the purchasing party is headed by someone who is invested in the industry, like personally and ideologically. It's not someone who's just in it for a cash out. It's someone who cares about the medium and the business and wants to make sure that this stuff can continue happening, so that it's not another Warner Discovery kind of thing. For whoever otherwise would be buying out Paramount.
Yeah. Moving on, TFRaw.com, who has a great Twitter feed, by the way, shares Beast Machine's production documents, Beast Hunter's concept draft, Beast Machine's Writer's Bible, and Season 2 Story Arc Guide. I need to check that out, especially that Writer's Bible. I am interested about that.
Yeah, I skimmed through the Beast Hunters story treatment, pitch, draft, whatever, and that was fairly interesting because it was like the prototype of what we got. Because I mean, those of us who were around back then remember that the promotional stuff was Beast Hunters for several months between the end of Beast Wars and when Beast Machines finally became a thing and started. And the story was going to be fairly different, but from reading this, a lot of what was planned for Beast Hunters still went into Beast Machines. So there wasn't that much of a journey from point A to point B, but the story structure was a little bit different, and a lot of the the context and the framing of how the stuff was working went through a fair few iterations and refinements before what we saw on TV as Beast Machines. It's interesting reads, and especially, if you were around during that time in the fandom and remember a lot of the stupid drama that happened, seeing this stuff from the other side, seeing how it was being developed on the inside, it's really interesting. I always say this when this stuff comes up, but I love seeing the behind the scenes stuff for all kinds of Transformers, for media production, toys, whatever. Just show me how the sausage was made 25 years ago. Oh, good golly, that was 25 years ago.
It was 25 years ago.
I hate it.
Yeah.
It was 40 years for G1. Because see, Diecast, you can have a 40-year anniversary celebrating the entire franchise, not just the one that started it. Because
yeah, exactly, Don. That's why we got Core Class Beast Machine Cheetor for the 40th anniversary. That's also, a perfectly legitimate 40th anniversary toy.
Yeah. I'm just telling Diecast in case he was saying it just needs to be the G1 Bible, that the other Bibles are also.
I think we've had that for a long time, though.
I just saw on the website. I
I
wasn't sure how recent it was.
Have we? I didn't know that we had it.
I think that's been floating around for a long time.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. What else is going on? Oh yeah, TF1 Transformers 1 toys hitting US shelves. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm up for some of these Prime Changers, honestly. Those are the deluxe adjacent ones.
Oh, okay. I lose track of what's what.
Yeah,
So that's the new warrior class, kind of.
yeah, basically.
Okay. That's how excited I am about him.
Well, I'm not rushing to like Southern Illinois to find a Meyer to go look for these, but I'll be happy to grab a couple of them when they start actually showing up in like Walmart instead.
Yeah.
I went to a Meyer once. Was just like a big Target. Wasn't like that amazing.
Meyer's basically somewhere between Walmart and Target.
Yeah, it's Midwestern Target for all intents and purposes.
It's almost like a cross between like a super Target and Big Lots when I think of like the product selection. I think it's probably closer to that.
What that? Yeah, that combination would never have occurred to me because those two things are just so far removed from each other.
It is what it is. Pause for a second. Somebody's microphone keeps getting bumped.
That might be Matt. That happens
I
sometimes.
believe so. Yeah. Let me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There we go.
Okay. Let me just note that in my edits here.
Sounded like that Law and Order bump on.
Oh yeah.
there for a
Bump
second.
bump bump. Okay. Transformers 1 to be featured at SDCC panel. So they're going to play it at SDCC.
clips at least, like preview clips.
They already did a preview like a month ago.
Well, maybe this will be a different preview.
Yeah.
Isn't
Like
it
that-
not coming out till December?
September?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think September.
All right.
This will be like the next batch of scenes that they've actually finished producing, arguably.
Like I'm not. I mean, I think it'll be. I think as far as Transformers movies go, it'll be good.
It'll be fine.
I just don't care.
I want to see it. I mean, I don't know I need any of the toys, but I want to see it.
Yeah.
I think
seven or eight movies in with the kind of batting average the Transformers franchise has had for me, it's kind of hard to care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you expect it to be decent, it's not something that it's easy to summon excitement about at this point.
Mediocre makes it top shelf. So if it's just mediocre, that'll be a home run for a Transformers movie.
Exactly. Like
I don't know.
it's-
I would argue that being like notoriously bad is superior to being mediocre.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Revenge of the
It's- it-
Fallen is great. I love that movie.
Case in
I-
point.
I was gonna say like the Hey Mickey rule of media appreciation has it that mediocre is the worst thing you can be. I think Revenge of the Fallen is the exception that proves the rule. That's such a terrible movie.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I love it.
Okay. Let's see here. Transformers to appear in Overwatch 2. What's Overwatch 2?
It's a game.
It's a free to play first person shooter.
On what system?
Switch, PC, and probably PS4 or 5 and Xbox.
Is it any good?
The people who like it a lot.
Yeah, the to be honest, I don't know. I played the first one a little bit. It was very well done, but it's not my kind of shooter. And I've heard that the second one, being free to play, just has some kind of stuff to it that people don't like. There's, the various monetization schemes that come with that are often off-putting. Also, I believe at some point a single player mode was promised that has not yet been delivered. So that is been an issue.
Well, it's harder to monetize that.
Yep.
So primarily it's going to be a set of skins that you can acquire and put on your character. And there is also some story elements that they have released, such as some kind of webcomic.
The animated trailer is really nicely done. The animation for that is good. It has, it's just animation. Story wise, it doesn't really mean anything to me as a person who has not played much of Overwatch, but yeah, it looks nice.
Never heard of it. Actually, I think I have heard of it. I just don't know a thing about it. I don't want to exaggerate. Mark post in-hand photos of package refresh Metalhawk. Now, without Metalhawk standing beside a Metalhawk, I really can't tell much difference. I did look at his photos.
I can't either. I was just looking for my Metalhawk, and I don't even know where he is.
The gray parts are darker gray. The blues are more saturated, and the gold is a little bit shinier. He's careful to say in the post that the color changes are not like groundbreaking or anything. It's certainly a special occasion that a package refresh got deco tweaks, and not to expect this to be like a normal thing going forward. But the colors have all been turned up or deepened, and the grays are a little bit more gray. So I think if you had them standing next to each other, the first one would look a little bit more muted, if not like, a little bit faded out. And I guess it's like the first one would have color values more like animation looking, and the second one would have color values closer to what the toy would have looked like, except that they couldn't chrome the chest.
Mm.
Which would have been the ideal case, but
Yeah, given that I don't have my Metalhawk on hand, did it have that silver paint on the knees?
Below the red part, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just the fact that, like you said, the silver plastic or the gray plastic is darker now that is making that stand out more.
Yeah. Yeah, everything just seems to pop a little bit more on the new one.
Yeah. I don't think it's enough to make me buy it twice, but if you don't have Metalhawk, it is an excellent figure, and this is worth picking up.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see here. Project T-Spark AMT-01 Rodimus stock photos.
Yeah, this is that like Flame Toys looking transformable IDW Rodimus.
Like, this is like the episode of like, for me. Like, there's like, I'm like, I don't know if it's because I'm so exhausted from moving, or if it's just that there's not much meat to any of these things.
Well, plus
column A, column B.
Yeah, it's this has gone up for pre-order at one well-known toy store for $220. I believe they said the retail would be about $180 to $190.
Yeah, so the Japanese SRP is in the range of like 30,000 yen, and the exchange rate is awful for Japan but great for us. So that's right now converting to about $190 if you get it from a source in Japan plus shipping.
I'd get this if it was a leader class, honestly, but that's about as far as I'd want to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think I'm a little bit past the point of wanting like specific IDW style iterations of some characters. And of course, Cloud Rodimus from years ago kind of always was very much close enough for me to that idea in, a toy I already liked and was comfortable handling.
I'm trying to remember like what my original thoughts were of Cloud Rodimus. I bet that was a toy that I had to warm up to until I probably owned it.
I mean, yeah, you probably owned it.
I mean, I do own it.
We both own it, and we hold it over Triplet's head every chance we get because,
The only Cloud figure I don't have is Optimus Prime. I need to fix that.
Do you though?
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. But
like at least the Megatron they did was distinct from the other Megatron made off of that bludgeon mold.
Yeah.
Do you have Hell Warp?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I mean, you basically got everything that's important out of Cloud.
Everyone I have is boxed except for Cloud Rodimus because I didn't think I was going to keep the box. I didn't think I was going to collect them boxed.
Right.
So eventually, I guess I need to get a boxed Cloud Rodimus.
I mean, the best I can remember, our general reaction to that wave of Cloud, because Rodimus and Shockwave, they came out together. And they were, I'm pretty sure, the second assortment in Transformers Cloud. The first was the Optimus and the Megatron, and to that we were just like, oh yeah, another Optimus and Megatron. But I think once we saw with the Rodimus and Shockwave what they were willing to actually do with Transformers Cloud and where they could take some of these toys, I think we were feeling a lot more enthusiastic about it overall. And probably at that point, we were both like solidly sold on at least getting the Rodimus.
Plus, don't forget GDO. Well, what would become GDO Brawn?
Yeah.
With the bulkhead body.
Like I'm going through, I mentioned this in pre-show. I moved my new office, like the office down here in the basement, have like 1,000 square feet to play with. New house, it's like have like 100 square feet. So I might do like 2 shelves of toys, and then like figure out what I want to cut, which would be thousands of toys, which that would be really hard. But I did decide that GDO is not something I need to keep in my collection. Like even Wheelie is going to go away eventually.
Oh,
Yeah.
like a lot of the GDO stuff, I agree. Like it either didn't have that much of a place to start with, or has been supplanted since by better versions. But like, there's a few things in there that are still like really neat elements of their time.
Yeah.
Like the weird Brawl that was made off of Hunt for the Decepticons of Breacher, the little 6-wheeler. Like that's really neat. Wheelie is a personal favorite of mine. And like making a G2 Megatron off of the bludgeon mold, like that's to me felt kind of inspired. And another favorite, there's I think they sold it as Ransack, but it's Power Dive, the G2 Rotor Force character, which they did off Hunt for the Decepticons something. I can't remember what that plane's name was in the original release.
Yeah.
Someone out there knows that, and they will be screaming at their podcast player right now. I'm trying to kill time because hopefully someone in our Discord will fill in this missing bit of knowledge. Highbrow, thank you. Ness got there first.
Ness got it first. Yes.
For Decepticons Highbrow. I knew it was a headmaster name. I just couldn't think of which one.
So I am in a mental deficit tonight because not only did I not sleep last night, I didn't sleep the night before. So I am like literally going on caffeine right now. So, yeah, moving, and then having one dog that's new to the world, and then one dog that's new to a house and hates it, and then kids who won't go to sleep. Not good.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. MPG 13, Shattered Glass, Jetfire. Okay.
Diecast and Dawn. This one's for you.
I think I would love it, and I don't.
I have the Commander class Shattered Glass Jetfire, and then I was able to find a loose one for a very good price. So I do not want or need this.
I hated the Masterpiece Skyfire toy. Did not care for it. Gladly sold it. Definitely not getting this. I'm done with Masterpiece. I'm sticking to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Diecast, you're getting one, right?
The price is kind of steep. It's still like $300, and I don't know if I need it that bad.
Yeah. The sad thing is, if you look on, say, eBay at some of the going prices for the Hasbro Pulse Commander Shattered Glass Jetfire, it's actually not that much less than the Masterpiece at this point, depending on the level of quality you're looking for.
I need to backtrack for a second because this episode is so organized already. Wheeljack 64 was first. He was before Ness. And
I'm sorry.
And he spelled it correctly too. tfradio.net/discord.
But I do want a Beast Wars figure named Hogbrow now.
I do too.
Yeah.
Oh, Hogbrow. Okay. So Diecast, how many of these were you getting again?
None.
Huh.
Unless it goes on sale, and then I might reconsider.
Or a fourth party does a KO of it, but yeah, whatever.
Well, they already have a KO of the Masterpiece Jetfire, so
so there's
Yeah, okay. Let's see here. What else is going on? Stock photos of Bingo Sports Optimus Prime. 40th Selection Bumblebee and MPG-12 Shattered Glass Optimus. What the? A Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. Great. Okay.
Yeah. I know you're totally on board for that, right?
Because you loved your MP44 Optimus Prime.
Yeah. Well, you may not have enjoyed MP44, but you'll love MPG-12.
It's a totally different number. So.
Yeah. This Bingo Sports is that Corvette that ICAST wanted, isn't it?
I really want
the
that.
the crosshairs mold.
Somewhere I read that they were actually going to be selling these at general retail in Japan. Actually, yeah, it looks like it's on Amazon Japan.
How much?
According to this, about $40 with the exchange rate
Go get it, Diecast.
plus shipping.
It won't let me. It says view similar products. So I guess I missed
see.
out.
Let's see. Yeah, looked like it might have pre-sold out, but keep an eye out because they'll probably be coming up from other retailers if it was a general product now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that thing. It's going to stay in carbo too because that Optimus Prime is, not that great, but I love the car.
I mean, it's a heck of a retool job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, God. Yeah, I definitely do not want MPG-12.
And then 40th Selection Bumblebee is just a redeco of MPM3.
Yeah, in this news article, there's also pictures of Volvo Prime. Why is that?
Because it's the Takara release. They haven't done one yet.
Oh, well, they are in for a treat. It's a wonderful toy.
I guess they didn't get Holiday Optimus either in that case.
They love Christmas in Japan. That's kind of sad. Okay. Reaction Shadow Panther spotted at target. Nice. That is one body of Ravage 3 Bodies Evolution.
I get that reference.
I just am not getting it. It doesn't do anything for me.
$20.49 for a reaction figure is insane.
I was going to say unforgivable. So yeah.
Yeah, those should be like $12 at most.
At most.
Yep.
My opinion, they shouldn't break 10, but I'm
Yeah, sure.
about that
No,
kind of thing.
no, I agree, but I'm just like allowing some leeway for like everything being terrible.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
And
Yeah.
these will sit on the shelf till they clearance out for 50% off. So
it all worked out in the end.
I guess, but they just got to sit there on the shelves for months, clogging up space.
Yeah,
or
not
2
space
weeks,
that was going to go to
depending
anything
on
else, though.
Target,
Yeah. Yolopark AMK Pro Nemesis Prime.
This makes me so sad. I want it so bad, and it's so limited. I think that I'm not going to be able to get it.
How limited?
Maybe this isn't the one I was thinking of. There was something else that was limited to like 400 or 700. I think this is a first release, so I might be able to get this.
400 or 700 is rare for something, but limited. But like, it's not so rare that you couldn't get it. It's not like a lucky draw or something.
Yeah, they said this will be a limited release, which will be shown in the following events. Limited release, I took that to mean as for now.
Could be.
And then maybe it would get a wider release down the road. I'm hoping.
Possible. It's nice looking.
I really want it. I don't usually get big on the Nemesis Primes, but this has that like glossy black paint. It just looks so good.
Yeah.
I hope I can get one.
Well, good luck to you.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of getting one, what did everybody get this week? Don?
I'll go first.
Chris, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, if my clues earlier weren't a giveaway, I got Titan class Tidal Wave.
Oh, jealous.
All right.
So instead of that, though, I'm going to tell you about one of my very favorite episodes of Frasier. It's from like season 7, maybe. That sounds about right. It's the one where Frasier has to write a theme song for his radio show. Just, a 10 or 15 second jingle to introduce things. He's not enthusiastic about getting this process done or trying to boil his very important show down to something brief and simplistic, but neither can he really leave the task in anyone else's hands. So eventually we fade in on a recording studio where Fraser has engaged a 38-piece orchestra poised to perform a symphony dramatically describing a call-in radio help show. Eventually, Fraser's brother Niles looks at what they're doing with all the musicians for such an incredibly simple task and wonders why all of it is even needed, asking, "Whatever happened to less is more?" To which Fraser responds, "But if less is more, just think how much more will be." The point intended is that Fraser has lost sight of what's really necessary and essential to getting the job properly done, and let the process of creation run wild with little or no care to the consequences. Fraser's magnum opus, while certainly a technical and perhaps even artistic success, has long since become vastly too much to serve the purpose for which it was created. And Fraser's theme song is the closest analogy I can think of for Titan Tidal Wave. It hits more or less all the bullet points that a tidal wave is expected to hit: the dark fleet, the super battleship, the giant robot. It's even the most accurate to the colors seen in the Armada cartoon, but the scale of it is just ruinous. The battleship mode is too voluminous to be practical to display in any normal situation. Now, I will give it credit that once it's assembled, it's structurally very rigid. The original, every version of it, tended to sag at least a little bit on either end. And I haven't had any of Titan Tidal Wave fall apart so far, even though I was skeptical about how the connections work. But I also can't really try that much because it's so impractically huge. I can't leave it in that mode, and it's so heavy and cumbersome to move around when it is in the battleship mode that I can't, whoosh it around the room to try to make pieces fall off of it. There's also big open gaps between the core section and the flight deck, much greater, even accounting for proportional differences than what you find on the Armada toy. Tidal Wave's head has to be visible in the combined or separate alt modes. The original, it slid like halfway inside the body when it wasn't in robot mode, but they had to abandon that function because the torso space in this one is needed to store the mini battleship, which is another point about this being too big, although not one we didn't understand going in, so I won't belabor the whole Megatron interaction thing. The aircraft carrier is basically fine, but also has less distinct angles to its form. It's much more a big rectangular box where the original tapered and varied its geometry to, look interesting. The troop lander just plain falls apart. The two halves joined by very weak, shallow clips, and they don't hold up. Also, we lost one of my favorite bonus features on the original toy, where if you flipped open the dorsal hull, you'd find little benches that minicons could theoretically be sat on.
Oh, I love that.
The same hull sections hinge open on the Titan, but there's no benches, only platform shoes for Megatron. I know we don't really have minicons outside of the odd exclusive here and there, but at this size, you probably could have decently faked a core class being able to sit in the seat back there. It's a really sad loss for such a simple thing. Absence of play features is really the saddest point. The seats are gone. There's no flight deck elevator. I hesitate to call the slide down control tower on the original's carrier a play feature, but even that got simplified to flipping away on a hinge when not wanted. I mean, yeah, it's a great big tidal wave robot, just barely shorter than Omega Supreme, and it's a huge space battleship. It's something that I ought to adore and be thrilled exists, but all the spirit, the specialness of the original tidal wave is just not there. I can't display it. I can't fly it through the air like I'm 5. Oh boy, I can't even imagine a 5-year-old lifting this thing. The individual ships, on average, they're each as big as an original tidal wave is in super battleship mode, but none of them do anything anymore, unless you count the third one coming apart at the least provocation. But I'm hard pressed to say that's an action feature. You can't even transform directly between the super battleship and robot modes. The only thing the robot can directly turn into is a base configuration, which probably only came to exist when someone realized, oh, we've engineered a $200 transformer that can't even transform without being disassembled. The only thing Titan Tidal Wave does that can be argued as being better than the original is just being really big. Maybe the show accuracy in the deco. But I don't think really big has proven to be a point in this thing's favor. It's just it lost so much of what made Tidal Wave a special thing to me in the first place that it just feels empty. And like I I'm going to make people sad and possibly disappoint people who had expectations about what I was going to think about this. But if I would have been able to play with this sometime back before Pulse got their supply in, I would have canceled my pre-order. I wouldn't have bought it. It's not like disastrously bad, but it's not the tidal wave I wanted. The tidal wave I want is just the Armada toy. It looks like it for the most part. It even almost feels like it in the robot mode. Fortunately, I have not had any of the hard ratcheting joints break on me yet. I'm trying to be careful with those. But like everything that made me love Tidal Wave originally just isn't there anymore, and I kind of regret it.
So what'd you think? Sorry.
Hopefully I'll have a better report on what I'm expecting to have in for next week's show,
Okay.
which is certainly on a smaller scale than this.
Okay. Cool.
Okay,
But yeah,
I
that
have
was
to
Tidal Wave.
I have to ask a question.
Yeah.
I know it would be impractical and stupid, but how possible do you think it would be to take all the parts that are designed for Megatron and make a third-party upgrade kit to make a smaller, cooler tidal wave?
See, I was thinking about that at least for like the super battleship mode because like there's not discrete parts for the aircraft carrier. You take part of the aircraft carrier apart to provide those parts for Megatron. The problem is the battleship, the twin hull battleship.
Mhm.
The hull parts are hinged incorrectly to be able to accommodate that.
Ah,
So they only fold backwards for storage and then fold together for when you connect it to Megatron. There's not the like intermediate stage where they're spread wider to let a theoretical little carrier dock in between them. Otherwise, like that could potentially work, and it might be possible that thing's put together with screws. It might be possible through some disassembly and maybe parts replacement to like redo the hinging of that so you could do that. But at that point, you're getting so deep into the weeds with this, it would probably make more sense for someone to just make an entire little mini tidal wave super battleship of its own and not even try to interact with the little extra parts this comes with.
fair.
Well, that's a
Star Trek
bummer.
Star Trek in the pre-show, Frasier Parables in what we got this week. I bet nobody saw this on their RFC bingo cards.
No. Did you get something else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Donald.
Yeah, a couple of things. Nothing along those lines. I did get Tidal Wave today. I was able to get them for a little bit less than retail, so hopefully that'll help out some. I had an influencer code available, and I got free shipping from Entertainment Earth, so I saved about $20 or so. So there's that. Chris gave me a homework assignment last week,
Oh, yes.
and I took some time today to talk, and I want to talk quickly about movie masterpiece Brawl.
He looks so good.
He is. He's probably one of the strongest movie masterpieces. When you say master, we've all mentioned this before, how the term masterpiece for Transformers has kind of lost a lot of its meaning. It means super complicated, not fun. Look at the train bots, it's kind of those things. But Brawl is complicated, but again, ignoring the instructions and using your favorite video reviewer, it's not intuitive, but the stuff where it goes makes sense. It has a lot of connecting points, not from the standpoint of keeping it from flopping together or flopping apart, I should say, but everything does tab into place. I know this is just show
An audio podcast.
an audio
yes.
podcast, but like the angle treads up top plug into the back of the shoulders. The backpack, while big, is all plugged in. It doesn't rattle around. It doesn't, not look like what a giant tank transformer would look like. The legs have some kibble on the back, but again, it's all locked together and solid. So this is probably one of the most solid masterpiece figures, movie or regular, that I have messed with in a long time. Once it tabs in, it's pretty much there. Unfortunately, he kind of has the gorilla arms, just again by virtue of the way he's designed and also for movie aesthetics. But the weathering, the paint, what there is, if I have some of the missile effects up to show the blast effects up, you can take off his arm and replace it with a burning stump if you wanted to. Just a really solid figure that I think deserves the term masterpiece. Yes, is the movie aesthetic. Yes, this is the quintessential bag of knives, but it works. And this is one of the few masterpieces I've messed with that it kind of feels like it deserves the name.
I feel like the Megatrons from the movie tend to be the quintessential bags of knives, honestly.
Well,
Generally, yeah.
Well, the first Megatron I could care less about. It's just it's like the Fallen. It's a flying thing that has no real form other than let's just fold all this stuff together and say it's a Cybertronian jet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they did a masterpiece, Dark of the Moon Megatron, where he gets the tanker truck kind of thing, yeah, that I would love to see something like that in the masterpiece.
That would be nice.
Yeah, but definitely a solid figure. I'm glad I got it, and I feel like, of all things, a movie figure actually makes me feel like it's an actual masterpiece. Brawl needed this much mass to look the way he looks and do what he was supposed to do.
So Brawl puts the mass in masterpiece, you're saying?
Nice.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
I just want to say real quick, after my disappointing experience with Tidal Wave, it just makes me so happy that Brawl can bring Don that much enjoyment. Like I really genuinely love that.
I mean, it again. I used MGo's video for the transformation because
Take a drink.
I looked at the instruction manual and it was like, no. Oh, also, he does point out there is a spot that is not in the instruction manual that there is a connector pin that folds out from the turret substructure that connects the backpack to the back before the pieces from the front clip around it. So that's not even in the instruction manual. So yeah, it's nice to buy a masterpiece called Transformer that feels like it's what it was on the box.
Mhm.
So
it's nice to throw a chunk of money that large at somebody and feel something other than regret.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
I wish I knew what that felt like.
Yeah. And like I said, I had a couple of there's people on Twitter that have influencer codes. When he shows up on Amazon, don't forget tfradio.net/Amazon as well. A figure I got that I like, not as good as Brawl, but I got is Skyflame, which is Fans Hobby's take on Armada Jetfire, which is one of my favorite Armada figures in all the variations. He's chunky. He's pretty solid. He looks good. The only thing is he's weird in the fact is what locks and what doesn't. There's sliders on the legs when he's not in pants mode that you click to compress the legs. But the lock sliding back doesn't lock the legs together. Granted, there's enough friction, they're not falling down all the time into pants mode, but it's like you have a lock, but it only works one way. The waist, when you extend it, doesn't have a lock. So while you're transforming it, the waist can collapse, and when that does, you lose the room to make some of the backpack and the sides connect. Because these pieces here along the sides, they lift up and on a double hinge and slide into place, but they don't really lock. So again, you have locking mechanisms that only lock one way, and things that need locking mechanisms, or at least a couple of decent tabs that don't have it. But everything aside, he looks like Jetfire. He looks great. And the only nitpick that I've got, other than that, and this is very weird, you can't turn the fan around like you could on the original Armada figure.
You couldn't on the original Armada figure.
I thought you could.
No, that was a rocker switch.
That was the trigger.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Oh, that's right.
Does this does this when you press on the fin do a really like horribly compressed countdown recitation?
No, it does. The fin.
Okay, worst toy of 2024. Throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, the fin, it does nothing. There is a light, and I almost forgot his Minicon, not Commodore, does have a magnet. So when you have batteries and you touch the fin to the magnet, the end does light up, but there is no sound. There is no final countdown. I got it just because I like Armada Jetfire and I like the way this looked, but I really am not. I'm glad I didn't get the rest of the Armada stuff because I'm not that interested in the rest of it. The last thing I got just arrived right before the show. My aunt gave me a Amazon gift card for my birthday, and I decided to get the Yolopark Megatron.
Good move.
Yeah. So
that's the AMK Pro one. I see that
right,
says it's
yeah.
diecast parts on there.
Yeah, and also that's the one that basically it's assembled in chunks. You just put the chunks together.
Right.
So it's not like it's a Shogun modeling project thing.
It's a Build-A-Figure, basically.
Yeah. Yep. So I've got that. Looking forward to that. I've got a lot of Optimuses and Primes that don't transform, but with this one being, I had the gift card and just how good it looks, I think that'll be a nice looking pair on my shelf. And that's all I got this week on topic.
Diecast?
Yes. Thanks to Rob, I got the G.I. Joe 60th anniversary.
Yeah, it's not a topic.
Sub guy. Well, I thought it was off our Amazon wish list. So
yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Gifts are on topic.
Yeah,
gifts are on topic.
Rob, thank you so much. He will go against my Cobra Eels. So I'm super happy to have him. I also got Head, Optimus Primes. He got it with nice little stand.
You got Comics Edition Shockwave.
Did he come with the Shockwave?
And he came with a Shockwave. And I actually like the coloring they did on this, that comic style.
The comic shading.
It's interesting. I can understand why a lot of people wouldn't like it if this was their only Shockwave. But I don't have that problem. This is probably my fifth Shockwave. And I kind of like the coloring on it, so I'm happy to have him. The other thing I got a lot of yellow stuff. I got the Studio Series Yellow Bumblebee, the 86 movie.
Oh.
How is he in hand?
It's okay. The legs are a little weird. Like they just look weird because of all the bends and stuff that they have to do. And I wish he was a little bit more round. But I know why they couldn't do that.
Yeah, it makes it harder to retool into other characters.
Yeah. And I also got the Lego Bumblebee.
Very nice.
It has the same problem as SS86 Bumblebee, is that
that's out.
Yeah, that it's not, round to kind of skirt the Volkswagen license. I guess 2 licenses on one product would have been a lot. I really like the transformation on it. He's solid. He's not really like, he's not super posable. Like his arms move a little bit, his hands move, his fingers move. Basically has wrist rotation because of the transformation. He's solid. His window does parts for him. You have to take the front windshield completely off and put it on the back if you want. They got the face right, which they didn't do with Optimus Prime. So, that's one thing that this has over Optimus Prime. I think as a whole, I actually like this a little bit better than Optimus Prime. And the car, even though they were trying to make it skirt the Volkswagen license, it's actually an interesting looking car in vehicle mode. Like it looks cool. which Lego actually did it better than the Studio Series Bumblebee. It was a fun build, and the transformation is a little bit more complex, and they definitely looked like they made some new parts for this, which I'm hoping that means they're going to do more Transformers other than just Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. And I heard they teased the Decepticon, and I would assume the easy route would be Soundwave. But if they really wanted to do something, they could do like I could see them doing a Starscream.
I'd be
Next.
careful about teasing Decepticons. That's a good way to get killed.
Yeah. So Bumblebee is really good, especially for the price. For only, I think it was like $90, which for Lego, it's about an average price.
Also known as why I can't get into Lego.
Yeah, I he's worth it though. He is. I'm super happy with him. He's not perfect, but he's Lego, so you can't expect perfect. And then two more things that I got. I got 40th anniversary G1 blaster from Walmart for only $20.
Nice.
Nice.
Surprisingly, it came with the tape broken, but it doesn't look like it ever came out of the package. So I'm probably going to open this one anyway, because I think that's my second one of him. And the other thing I got from GameStop, because they were running a buy one, get one 40% off, I picked up Party Wallop.
Ah,
Nice.
I didn't open it yet.
Yeah, I didn't open it yet. The packaging is actually pretty big. Like he is, I would say he's like Voyager sized.
Mm-hmm.
So looking forward to actually messing around with him. And I have another one coming because, Party Wallop. Since they were 40% off, it was the only other thing that I could get. So I ended up getting two of them. And I think that is all I got this week.
Matt?
I got one thing. I also got Titan Class Tidal Wave.
Do you like it
good.
better?
So I like it better than either Chris or Diecast do. He is not without his faults. Like, I am not a fan of all the pieces that the smaller Dark Fleet, because that's a me thing though. I was never going to get the Armada Megatron or Galvatron to combine them with anyway, so I don't need those pieces. Incorporating them into the bigger toy does have its setbacks, like Chris said. The head doesn't retract, stuff like that. He is quite posable in the correct colors. I love those. For me, Tidal Wave had to be Titan class, so I'm glad they did it. He is nice and chunky and heavy, but he's not perfect. Chris is absolutely right. All of the play pattern stuff missing is a hindrance to the toy. Like, at least the flight deck elevator. I would have liked, you could use it with pre-existing minicons you have, because let's face it, these are for collectors. We all have minicons. It's a $200 toy. Come on. Like, let's not pretend at that point. But yeah, I like him. I dare say I love him, because he is the big purple tidal wave that I wanted. That being said, though, I may be done with Titan class because I don't have anywhere to put these things anymore.
Yeah.
He is so big and so heavy, and my shelves will only stand so much. On top of that, I just don't know that there are any more characters that I need other than a redo of Metroplex or proper Fortress Maximus. I think I just might be done with Titan class. But yeah, I am much more positive on Tidal Wave than Chris or Diecast are. He's not perfect, but he's mine, and I love him.
I'm glad you enjoy it more.
That's the only thing I got.
Rob?
Yeah, I did get one thing. Big Bad Toy Store, because I forgot it was in my pile of loot for forever. Finally shipped my Studio Series 86 Snarl, and that is a really lovely toy. That is
Isn't it though?
it is. It is nice and solid. It looks good in both modes. It's fun to transform. I don't. I haven't gotten like the face for the Dino mode quite perfectly lined up. It always wants to pop apart a little bit, but I'm willing to bet that's something I've done. The only part that gave me any trouble out of the out of the box, instructions completely unseen, was figuring out what it is exactly the arms do, because it was a lot more clever to get the arms to turn into dino legs than I was anticipating. So that it's a really good figure. I'm not going to belabor it too much because I know it's like a year old at this point, but I'm really glad I got it. It is great, and now I just need to grab Swoop at some point soon.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got that shipped out to you just in time for the next one to hit stock.
Mm-hmm. One of my YouTube viewers actually told me that Swoop has been showing up in Canada already. So
Yeah, I've seen reports of sightings somewhere. I think it was Canada.
Yeah.
cool. But that is the only on-topic thing I have this week.
Cool. I don't remember what people had last week, but I don't think I have anything that you guys don't have. I haven't really had time to put into any of these or transform them. Barrage and Chop Shop came. They look nice. I had them in time for last week's show. I'm like, maybe I can make it. No, I couldn't. Also in time for last week's show, I got Leader Class Swoop.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, is anybody,
Nice.
am I the first to get him?
Yes.
Oh, I had it over a week ago.
Where from?
CMD store.
Oh, of course. Right.
Yeah. It's okay. I think it's my least favorite of the 5.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
Swoop was always a pretty simple toy.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. QC is fine on it. But it's kind of like we were saying, hey, is it going to be a really big? Could it not just be like a big Voyager toy, or how are they going to make it a Leader Class toy? And the answer is, as Leader Class gets smaller, it gets more suitable for Swoop. And he is, it's not really smaller or shorter, but he definitely has less mass than the others. And I get why he's blue, but I'm a toy person primarily, and he just doesn't look right to me unless he's red.
It's
Well,
certainly possible they'll do a red variant by
Yeah.
some means later on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Selects is probably dead at this point, but I wouldn't rule anything out as
We
far
just got a 5-pack of Selects.
And we're
Yeah.
getting a 3
as no,
pack
I mean,
in like 2 months.
I meant
I'll
like
have it next week.
I meant like
Oh.
the brown box, the way they they would do the one-offs like Rotor Storm or stuff like that.
Wait,
Yeah.
how are you getting it next week?
Big Bad.
Really?
Already got the shipping notification.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah. It's certainly not bad. And I needed it to complete the Dinobots. I don't know now, other than just waiting several years, how they're going to do the Dinobots again. Because this is like the Dinobot set we've been waiting on. Because we've been teased with Dinobots over the years. And
It's quite possible that they could just break these molds out every couple of years.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like, Grimlock and Sludge, and then will be like Commander Class
Yeah.
the next time they come out.
I want G2 Dinobots. We now have all 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
we can
have
do-
the solicitation for G2 Grimlock coming up
Right.
next year.
Right. I want them
So-
all, and I want them right now.
Yeah.
I mean, in the fullness of time, like that's certainly a possibility.
Yeah.
Chris, I just turned 54 2 Fridays ago. The
I
fullness
know,
of time.
the fullness of your time is getting emptier and emptier.
Yeah, I spent 30 years asking for RC. I don't have that much time to ask for G2 Dinobots and Killing Jar repaint. It's like I don't have the time.
I have to say though, Don, if you hadn't spent 30 years asking for RC, I wouldn't have known who you are, and you
That's
wouldn't be
true.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
So the side benefit of this was you have friends and you have a headmaster RC.
Yeah.
that's true. Oh, but I posted a pic. I mean, I'm glad when you getting Swoop, you also get Grimlock's sword. They were able to
That's true. Yeah.
throw that little. But there's a Grimlock at Ed McKay's, Brian, for $184. Yeah, leader class Grimlock. There's one behind the counter when I was down there for $184.
They are going to be so upset when the package refresh comes out at the end of this year.
Yeah.
Don Blade Raider also
I
correctly
saw-
points out
I
that
saw.
you wasted a decade on Tryon 3 also.
Hey, Don.
Yeah, but that was worth burning in time's fire.
Oh yeah. Did you see the Super 7
Tiamat.
Yeah.
I did. I'm interested in seeing how many hoops I have to jump through. But as I did post in our Discord at tfradio.net/Discord, I have the Iron Studios
Yeah, we know.
diorama. So I mean, I'm pretty good on Tiamat, unless that's not jumping through hoops to get Nemesis Prime or something.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, let's jump to what we got this week. Off-topic ham sandwiches, which is exclusive to Patreon, because it doesn't matter. I'll start. I never talk about what I got off-topic, besides a house. I think I did that the last time I moved. Got a house. But also, I got a larger box from not Maddie Collector, from Mattel Creations than I was expecting. I had ordered the Ninja Turtle crossover Beastman figure, not for myself, because one, I hadn't come across it on the shelf. And my 4-year-old will be 5 next week. And I promised her like a year ago I would get her a Beastman. And it's Beastman with some extra crap. So hopefully she'll remember that she wanted it. But I'd also ordered Night Stalker and completely forgot about it. And that came yesterday.
I mean, it's a pretty repaint of Stridor, definitely.
Yeah.
But
I forgot that I ordered it.
I don't. Did Night Stalker ever even show up in the cartoon at all?
Did Stridor show up in the cartoon?
Good point.
Not that I know of. I've watched basically every episode of He-Man 3 times over the last 2 years.
Didn't the toy line keep going for like 2 years after they stopped making cartoon episodes?
Probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I got. I probably got something else too. I just don't remember.
It's fine.
It's fine. I'm so tired. Don.
The one thing I got off topic was I had 2 of the classified Cobra Eels on order at Amazon since early April when they ran them on a lightning sale for $21 and change. They've come in and gone out of stock multiple times since then, and my order was never filled. And so finally the retro card came in stock, and I grouped this in with the Megatron order to use what was left of my aunt's gift card and to get the 6 months no interest on my Amazon card. Just so now I have one of the regular box classified. I have one of the retro card because there are some color differences, and I finally have at least 2 eels to put on the shelf. But I have to admit, I really do like the retro card artwork. It's really great artwork. Again, a coffee table book of all this artwork would not be unappreciated. But that's all I got off.
I just realized I never got the Cobra Eel because it became impossible to get. It looks like it's on Amazon now. The box.
Yeah, yeah. It's just I waited forever, and they just did not fill it. It came in stock, never filled. So I just got one and canceled the rest.
Cool. Okay. Matt.
Nothing off topic.
Diecast.
Nothing off topic.
Rob.
Just a couple of things this week. I actually 3. One I should have mentioned is on topic since it was a gift, but one of the folks in our Discord, tfradio.net/Discord, Hellcat86, sent me a big box of Gundam candy toys from the Mobility Joint and a couple of the other series. I think Capsule Action is one of the others. Stuff I'd been wanting to check out, but just couldn't bring myself to do. So I really appreciate it. and also sent along a couple of pieces of like rare Gundam Battle Operation 2 promotional stuff. The ridiculous cardboard Zaku mask they were giving away at SDCC a couple of years ago. Well, 5 years ago. And also a button of a mobile suit with the legs failing, which is a game mechanic. So yeah, I really appreciate all that. Thank you so much. The things I got of my own, on my own, man, words are hard when it's hot enough for your brain to melt.
Yeah.
But yeah, the things I got for myself, I finally got to the point in Elden Ring where I could actually access the DLC. So I bought that like an hour before the show. Looking forward to messing with that because, yeah, I'm really enjoying that game. And the other thing I got, possibly my dumbest but also cheapest Surgai purchase yet, I bought a strategy guide for Dragon Quest X that shows off basically all the weapons and costumes and housing items for the game as of 2013. It is a 523-page book. I honestly just wanted it as a reference to see all the various different costumes in the game. And it cost me all of like $3. So
Super Guy must hate you by this point.
I did order a couple other like art books and things with it, so it was not like international shipping on just $3. I try not to do that, but yeah, that was like the heaviest thing in the box for sure. But that is, I'm pretty sure, everything I have gotten this week.
So Farstrider 2099 in the Discord just said that Stridor was in the episode Origin of the Sorceress, and lo and behold,
I'm inclined to believe them given their name.
Yep, lo and behold, Stridor's in that episode. I'm looking at the picture right now. Certainly didn't remember that. Of course, I'm old. Chris, did I mention you? Did you get anything?
You did not, but I did not, so it's all good.
Cool. Okay.
At least he didn't forget you.
Didn't forget you either. Let's see here. I want to thank our patrons at patreon.com/tfradio. Patrons get an ad-free version of the show. You get it a day early at a higher bit rate with a weekly Patreon exclusive pre-show podcast loaded with Star Trek this week and dogs. Star Trek and dogs. If Don goes off the rails, we might have an edited episode of the show, version of the show. You'll get both versions. You'll get There Goes My Money a week early. Patrons to touch tier get to be on There Goes My Money. And Chris, I sent one to you who wants to be on the next episode. So,
yeah.
And that's recorded twice monthly. Touch patrons get to be mentioned on the show each week and listed at tfradio.net/credits. So I want to thank our original first patron, Kevin Dorsey. New this week, Daniel Scott is now a touched patron from one of the other tiers, so thank you for upgrading. Jacobo and Lucia, Sean Bratton, Emmett Stresovich, Hector Bones, Jay Klein Rye, Joey Russell, Here's Why It's Cool, Rabbits, Ryan Bona, Sean Williamson, Sean Hamilton, Spider Bob, Trickster, Nathan's Fast Talk Food Reviews, and Mullis Koenig. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you. And again, if you want to be a patron at the touch tier, go to patreon.com/tfradio. Hey, and if you don't want to be a patron, and I get that, you can help us out by buying crap at tfradio.net/Amazon. Doesn't cost you a cent more, and Amazon literally sends us pennies back. But in the aggregate, it does help out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see here. You can find all of our stuff at tfradio.net. We're also on Twitter at tfradio and at Facebook at facebook.com/tfradio. I'm personally at briankilby.com. I've posted a couple episodes of the Happy Daily giving updates about my move. That's been good. Because my dog went missing on Friday and we've been looking for him, I have not done an episode since. I haven't had a lot of free time. But again, you can find all of that at briankilby.com. Rob Springer not here. He's at RoboRobSpringer on Twitter and at zonebase.org. John DeLuna not here this week. He's at that John D everywhere. Matt, how do people get a hold of you?
On Blue Sky at melvar.bsky.social. That's with 3 L's and 2 R's.
Sweet. Diecast.
They can get a hold of me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Diecast2. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast. You can see my reviews on tfradio.net/reviews. And if you want to help support the show by using Amazon and also celebrate my birthday, I do have a wish list at tfradio.net/diecast list. My birthday is July 22nd.
Wow, cool.
I'm going to be old.
Yeah, you will be. Don, unrelated to that, how do people get a hold of you?
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. I can be reached on Blue Sky at HMRC, the number 4 EVR.bluesky.social. My birthday has already been. I am now 54 years old, and I am literally crumbling to dust as we talk. But I do still have an Amazon wish list, tfradio.net/donlist.
Very cool. Chris?
I'm on Blue Sky, Chris RTXV. I've got an Amazon wish list of my own at tfradio.net/chrislist. Also, of course, I encourage everyone to come and join us in our Discord server, tfradio.net/discord. Great bunch of regulars in there. We talk about all kinds of stuff, including Star Trek and dogs, even when it's not pre-show time. Like, it's always, Star Trek and dogs, they're everywhere.
Cool.
Like, you just can't throw a stone in the world without hitting Star Trek, and don't throw stones at dogs. I'll come find you.
Yeah.
I don't know where that was going, but that's it.
Me neither. Rob?
I'm on Blue Sky at robflails.bsky.social. That is completely random blathering most of the time, supposedly tangentially related to Flailthroughs, my YouTube channel. YouTube.com/@Flailthroughs, I believe is how you do that now. Yeah, I've been there a ridiculous amount of time. I'm still covering Gundam Battle Operation 2, the 6th anniversary of which is coming up soon. I'm going to be covering Gundam Breaker 4 when that comes out in August, and I'm looking forward to that. And if you like what I do over there, I've got a Patreon for it, patreon.com/flailthroughs. You can request specific color combinations, and once Breaker 4 comes out, like builds. And also, I do have an Amazon wish list as well at tfradio.net/playlist. I just turned 45 a couple weeks ago.
I'm so sorry.
I am not crumbling to dust yet, but I am melting in the summer heat. So, if you want to send me anything, maybe send some ice packs along too, just to be sure.
I was going to say I turned 45 as well, and I was like, I think I actually made an Amazon wish list, but like, did I do that? Probably a stupid stuff on it.
Does it have the right address on it?
It'll still come to this address. Oh, it's like crap that I made for myself. Never mind. Okay. Solar binoculars. I do need those.
Solar binoculars. Expand that for me.
So you can look at the sun and see like sunspots and stuff.
Oh, like they've got the hydrogen alpha filters on them?
It's got, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you put the filters on the objective lens, not on the. I'm not awake enough to.
Right.
Yeah, but it's on the objective lens.
Yeah. Okay, that's neater than it sounded, because like when you just say solar binoculars, it sounds like they're alleging they're solar powered binoculars, which is the dumbest thing.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, but yeah. Oh yeah, I did. I put silver and crap on here. Man, silver has really shot up since I did this. I need to just delete that.
I mean, if you're going to use them outdoors, technically all binoculars are silver.
Yes.
No, I mean that's kind of how I was thinking of it. It's like when they put gluten-free on meat products.
Yeah.
For instance.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
You're on gluten-free Cybertron.
Recording stopped.
Okay. The hell is the cleanse?
Yeah.
It's a Blu-ray. I have it on my wish list. I don't know why.
Sounds like a knockoff of the Purge.
I wouldn't have put it on my wish list though, if that's what it was. There's some more to it.
I mean that makes like that part makes sense, but I'm just saying it sounds like.
Oh! I was listening to a podcast and it did an interview with the guy that produced this, and it sounded interesting, but it probably is just like the Purge. Okay. We got anything to talk about? People watching live, I'm going to kill the stream because I'm deaf.
He wants to go to bed.
I have to drive 45 minutes home and then do some more stuff before I leave this house. So
I hope the spiders don't attack you on your drive.
I know I'm not that bad off. People watching live and want to kill the stream. We'll see you.
Good night, everybody.
Goodbye, Twitch.
Take care.
And this again, it takes forever to turn off YouTube.
Yeah, Diecast, you actually didn't turn the stream off last week.
He didn't.
Oh, really?
Is it still
No,
going?
but this time I knew to look for it, so it only ran like an extra 3 minutes while I was figuring out how to go in and turn it off myself.
I turned it off through XSplit, but
That
No,
doesn't
you have to go and do it through
YouTube.